Well, so I, I wasn't really going to put this in there until maybe later and treat it its own thing, but I suppose it'll work now. And I I think that what's happening in society nowadays is that women are becoming more masculinized and men are becoming more feminized. And again, I'm not immune to this. I grew up with hippie parents, so there was a lot of not treated like a girl. I was still treated very much like a boy or a man, but there was a lot of feminization, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just that what I think we end up lacking in a lot of relationships is that we forget that if I am masculine, I enable or I give the opportunity for the woman to fulfill her nature and to be feminine. And when she behaves in a feminine manner, then she gives me the opportunity to be masculine. And so I think a lot of times in relationships, because we haven't fixed that masculine feminine dynamic and we're not really allowing the other people to be that thing, they're still looking for that thing. So the man is still looking for the opportunity to be masculine, but the woman has been taught to be more masculine. And so she's not giving him that opportunity to do that. And the same goes the other way as well. So the woman isn't being allowed to fulfill her nature because in a lot of ways the man is more masculine, more feminine. And so as time goes on, you start seeking, you feel like there's a loss, like there's a hole in you somewhere. And you, instead of really fixing the problem by becoming more masculine or feminine as is appropriate, you blame the other person and you say, oh, well, it must be because of them. Whereas if a man just started acting more masculine or a woman more feminine, they'd find that their partner would fill in the holes and everyone would be much happier.
And I would say that's probably more so, statistically more so true when it begins with the man behaving more masculine first rather than, because I can imagine a situation where you have a couple like that and then the woman just decides, I want to try to change this dynamic. I want to be more feminine, and then maybe he'll become more masculine. But because of, and I hate to use this phrase, social conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
men, boys especially, but men have this idea, and we've been given this idea that you make a woman happy by deferring to her and doing whatever she wants.
Right.
Which, and this is the other tricky part because, and again, I've seen this. This is both anecdotally and I've looked at studies. Women will, not all women, but most women will give different answers to some of these questions when in public versus when it's just you and her. Because I can't tell you how many times, either in the form of like a video on YouTube or an interview, or even in my own experience where I'm just talking to a woman and literally she puts on that, like you said, hyper masculine behavior, like high earning career woman, I don't need no man, this, that, and the other. But then in private, her answers change drastically.
Mm-hmm.
When asked, well, how would you, how would you like men to approach you in public? Oh my God, I would love that, but nobody does. It's like, well, there's multiple reasons why men probably don't walk up to you in public, not least of which being that you probably put on an air of "don't fucking talk to me." And then
Oh,
plus
have you heard the problem with that? Sorry,
no,
sorry to interject here. The problem with that is that that resting bitch face, it attracts two different kinds of people. It attracts those that are completely socially inept and don't understand that you're giving off a bad attitude, or it attracts people who don't care that you're giving off a bad attitude, and which are the obnoxious people that are going to annoy you. And so anyone who does that is shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
like you're way better off smiling.
Yeah, well, and I admit too, I've been told I have resting dick face apparently, where like I just look like an asshole, but that it's just my face. But I actually made a conscious effort a few months back, and it's been going pretty well to smile more.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, women, it's not just you that are told you should smile. I was told so many times, it's like, you should smile more. I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe there's something to that, because maybe I give off this vibe that I'm just a prick, and apparently I did. So
Well, it's
congratulations,
funny.
everyone. If you see me in public now, I'm probably going to smile more.
Funny enough, I actually did make a video about that not too long ago about people getting all pissy when someone says you should smile more. Really, what you're mad about is that you didn't think of it first. Because
Well,
who wants to walk around being pissy?
yeah, and we don't like it when people point out shortcomings, even though it's not really a shortcoming. It's more like I didn't realize I was doing it, but even I
Yeah.
took it as an insult. It's like, what do you mean smile more? I smile. I'm not a jerk, and it's like, I'm not a jerk. But then I really started observing myself and thinking like, yeah, maybe I am giving off this like don't talk to me vibe.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I was. But then going back to what you were saying too about, and I prefer, and this is just my own preference, I prefer to use the term betatization of men rather than feminization. And the only reason I say
Yeah.
that is because it's not so much that they're becoming, but believe me, they are becoming more feminine in the sense that more feminine behavior. But I prefer betatization because it's like it's still a man, but he is deferring rather than actually losing masculinity. He's electing, men are electing not to assert their masculinity. And I can already hear the feminists, the toxic feminists, not the real feminists.